Hello, everybody, and thank you for being here with us on Must Be Nice with Kyle Adams and Chad Johnson. That's Kyle Adams right over there. Oh, shit, over there. That side right there.
Oh, no.
How's it going? Uh-oh.
I mean, my
Careful.
phone.
You have, how many electronics are going on in your room? It seems like you got a little Matrix fort going on. No girls allowed.
It's like a Spencer's Gifts in here. It's,
I could see that.
yeah, I got some Christmas lights, a lava lamp, and then I got a globe light from IKEA that changes color.
Hell yeah. Special guest this week, Will Gibbons. Yeah. Oh, yeah, that's the right way I'm pointing. Bam. Will Gibbons, everybody. Instagram handle, Will Cool J _ J for Jizzens. It's like a joke, an anti-joke, and mystery all at the same time. It's great.
Yeah.
Will, you just flew from Portland to Los Angeles today, right?
Yeah, right.
How's that?
It was I should have brought my soundproof sound blocking headphones because I heard coughing. I heard babies.
Coughing babies?
Yeah. I mean I heard even the air coming in from the airplane.
Wait, what? There was like a leak?
Yeah, there was a leak in there in the plane. No.
Oh no. So a couple questions about all of that. First of all, you went to Portland for the day.
For the weekend.
For the weekend. Okay. For some reason I was like, I believe it that he went to Portland and was like, okay, I'm in Portland, I'll hang out here for my birthday. And then I'm going back home the same fucking day. And I was just like, I had that in my head and I was like, that makes sense. Will would do that.
That's way too short. Yeah.
Get the framing. So I haven't been on a plane in so long. It's been a few years. How is it now versus, because you've flown recently, right? Like you've kind of been flying.
Not frequently, but yeah, I've flown enough in my life that I'm comfortable.
So like, what's the difference between how it was, 5 years ago versus how it is now?
Well, I have a stronger brain now.
Oh, I mean like that.
Oh,
I guess now that there's a pandemic going on, like what are the things that they're definitely different? Because I mean, I assume everybody has to wear masks, right? Or
masks is the most important item.
What's the mandatory thing on airplanes?
They're going in. They're letting the back of the plane go first in. So 38 to 42, please.
So now that there's a pandemic going on, is there anything different that they do now that they didn't before? Like, do they have special things that they're like, okay, no getting up, or no? Do they have a little speech up front where they're talking about how to deal with your mask on the plane? Because everybody's kind of an idiot still.
Yeah, don't take it off unless you're eating. Right. Don't take it off unless you need to sip or drink or eat. Yeah.
Is that pretty much all they address, though?
That's pretty much all they address. Just keep your masks. Kids of under age of 2 don't need to wear masks.
What's up with that? Do other women know what's up
their
with
lungs
that?
are so small. Their lungs are so small.
How does that make? I don't know. I just don't. I keep hearing like, oh, under a certain age it doesn't matter. Is it because like?
I think it's futile. They're just like, the kid's not gonna keep it on their face. Most likely is what they're like. Fuck it. Like,
and they're gonna play with it like a toy. Yeah.
Because I mean, they do the same thing with chickenpox and shit like that. It's like kids have bones that are made out of rubber, so it's like they'll fucking bounce back.
Yeah. You'd have to put like a cone and a mask on the kid if they were like.
Dude, I want. Oh, that's a good like sketch idea. That's really funny to have someone wearing a cone, and they're like, "Sorry, I'm just trying to be precautious or whatever." Oh, that's funny.
Just go to like a grocery store with a cone around your neck.
I always wanted to do a sketch where I was like walking my dog or whatever, and like I'm in front of someone, and my dog takes a shit on their lawn, and I pull a bag out of my pocket, but it's a giant trash bag, and then I put it over my entire body, and then I poke my hand through, and then I pick it up with my bare hand, and then I run off. I love that. I love that whole like cartoon of a picture in my head. It's so funny to me.
I like that. That's a really good sight gag. Especially since one of those garbage bags, you can stretch them out and they look smaller than they initially are.
Yeah, I just pull it out like a clown ribbon or whatever they're called. Yeah,
Stretched out trash bag on your head.
yeah. So, Will, how was Portland?
It was cold. Well, no, I shouldn't say cold because I'm used to Portland being cold, but it was the bridges rose when I got there. You know.
Oh, that's fun to see.
Yeah, everyone knew that I came to town, so like rise the bridges, right? So the Fremont Bridge, especially, yeah.
I don't know which ones are which. I think I might know which one's the Hawthorne Bridge because that's the one that goes to Helium, right?
Nato Parkway, right? That's the one that.
Yeah. That's one of those main ones that I'm like, okay.
I know those right on the waterfront.
Yeah, even before I was going to Portland a lot for comedy, Helium was really the only place I'd ever been to in Portland, other than like the Rose Garden, which I never drove to that. That's a big ridiculous building.
Yeah, the
so weird.
Center. Yeah.
Yeah. Oh yeah, that's what it's called now. Dude, okay, so today it was fun because I didn't know who was playing in the Super Bowl. And it was fun because I just had no idea, and it was like the first year I'm like, oh, I really have no clue, and it was just fun like avoiding that all day long. And I got past working delivering pizza on the Super Bowl Sunday having no idea who was playing in the Super Bowl. So
yeah, that sounds about
my goal, I guess. And then I read something on Facebook and was like, oh, there it was. Okay. But yeah, who did you? Either one of you guys watch the Super Bowl?
I had a bet on the Buccaneers. Yeah.
You had a bet?
$20 bet with my coworker. Yeah.
Did you win the bet?
Oh yes, Buccaneers won. Yeah.
Oh, cool.
31-9. Yeah.
Okay, that's Kyle. How were you from Tampa or close to Tampa?
I was a Buccaneers fan when I was a kid, but I haven't really cared much about football in a long time.
Does it still kind of resonate though when someone's like, "Hey, the Bucks won," and you're like, "Oh, nice."
Yeah, it's cool. They haven't won since 2002, I believe. So it's kind of a big deal. So I mean, it's almost 2 decades since they've won, which is cool.
Yeah,
I'm happy for Buccaneers fans. I don't like Tom Brady, so it's really kind of a.
I thought he
of a hard. Yeah, it's kind of a hard
teams.
Thing. Yeah, he's the quarterback. He's the quarterback for the Bucks now because their last quarterback got in trouble for being a dirtbag. So, I don't know. It's weird because it's kind of like it's they won, but it's kind of like Tom Brady won again, and I fucking hate the fact that the Super Bowl has just been, hey, Tom Brady's like really good at this, and he's. It's just I don't know. It's cool. It means he's a good player, but he's like a Trump supporter in that, and he's kind of a dickhead in a lot of ways.
Did he not retire?
He's like 40. He's the oldest player in the league right now, I think.
That's the thing. A lot of people wanted him to retire, but why not keep going? You know?
Dude, he's in the. I get it. Like he's in good shape. He knows what he's doing. He's a great quarterback. I just don't agree with some of his politics and shit. And Patriots fans were always some of the most horrible people to deal with. Like I never like talking sports with them when I did like sports. So I don't know. I'm happy for the Bucks. I think it's good for Tampa, but they don't need anything to drink and celebrate about in Tampa because they're already fucking doing it, dude. Like they're already.
Dude, did you see that shit?
Yeah, but I've seen that. I've been watching that shit on my friend's Instagram feed, and I don't want to call her out because it's whatever. I mean, they're just having hot girl pandemic over there. It's like it doesn't fucking end. Like it's just like we're on a boat and no one's wearing a mask. Isn't this? It's like, dude, you guys are gonna die.
But but they're gonna die hot, so they don't
Oh
they
yeah,
don't
well,
care.
that's all that matters, right? Like,
YOLO bikini season, bro.
mm-hmm.
I think my two favorite football players are Dan Marino because of Bad Boys 2 and Brett Favre because of There's Something About Mary.
Oh yeah, I love Brett Favre in that.
Brett Favre.
Favre.
And Dan Marino was in Ace Ventura.
Ace Ventura,
I
yeah.
was about to say that too, yeah. And he used to sell cars for CarMax, which is rad. He's the CarMax guy.
Carfax, yeah.
So Will, you flew, so you're living in California now, and you went to California for recovery.
Yeah, well, to move environments, but yeah, I started out in recovery, yeah.
Yeah, okay. So how did, I guess, like, we had a lot of crazy drinking nights together, and then there were in Salem, Salem comedy scene. What's up? Shout outs to Salem comedy scene.
For shit's drinking crazy in Salem,
yeah. So that was you just before you were 21, right?
I was around 21 because 20 I did that competition, and then I turned 21.
Oh yeah, you didn't even drink
the stripper. Yeah, remember the stripper dance, birthday dance. Yeah.
Yes, I remember you getting the shit beat out of you by a few strippers at Hard Candy.
Yeah. Hard Candy.
Yeah, that was
one of the dirtiest.
It's still to date my favorite strip club. There was a stage that was about let's say 5 feet by 6 feet like deep, 5 feet wide, and in the middle of that there was one pole, and then there was a what was it, a chain cage.
I thought it was a chair too, because AJ
chain cage.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah, then they put it. Yeah, it's a chain cage that they would dance in sometimes. But yeah, they put Will on a chair when he turned 21, and they got a whip out, and they like just hit him so many times.
I was laughing really hard, I think.
Oh yeah, no, you were laughing because you have. I mean, you can just turn on the this is funny because it was hilarious, but at the same time, I don't have that. I would get to the point of being like, this is starting to make me mad, and I'm gonna have to fight one of you, and fucking, I'm getting defensive now. I'm starting to be like, uh-oh.
Well,
I'm gonna turn into a monster.
Video is going in my head. Yeah, that night is going through my head right now.
Yeah. Oh yeah, someone was videoing and they got in trouble for it. I remember that because it's a strip club.
Yeah, you can't. Yeah, no recording.
Can't do that.
Nudity in public, right? Yeah.
I mean, that's different, but strip clubs have certain rules specifically about strip clubs.
Strict rules. That could be cool. Yeah.
So when I started comedy, that's when I started doing. I mean, it sucks to say like that's when I started doing all the drugs, but it is. That really is true for me.
That's the starting point for drinking and drugs, right?
Yeah, I had drank plenty, smoked plenty of weed, but never, been so experimental that I was like, I was scared of hallucinogens before comedy. I was just like, nope, it sounds so fucking scary. I don't want to, break something or go, jump off a building. I was seriously one of those where I was like, it's gonna be so bad. And then I think Zach took me and we did mushrooms one time, and I was like, oh god damn it. Like, oh, okay.
I think I remember the conversation. you exactly true. Yeah.
Oh yeah. That was so yeah, when I started comedy in November 2013.
You sure just a little bit after me, right?
Yeah. So I thought you were like this established comic. And so I was
which is a very good compliment. I'm going to embrace that compliment right there.
Yeah, but well, yeah, okay. So there's also the part where it's like you at an open mic is different than you at a show, and you at an open mic is just seeing if these jokes, these fucking weird ass things you do on stage work. And so there's a lot of it where people are laughing because they're like, what's
It's the
let's
canned
go.
laughter. Canned laughter. Yeah.
Yeah, and so yeah, and then I was seeing that going like, oh my God, like, oh, this is so fucking cool. This is all great. And it was just, it was so fun to be around so many different weird people.
Oh, man, I remember the first day meeting you too. It was like that too. I think you said something very similar. Like we shook hands, and you're like, "Man, I love your comedy." You know, you said something like that, and then
You could probably, yeah, I probably did. I don't remember like barely anything, but yeah, we'll go with that. That's probably so.
it was weird. Yeah, you love the weirdness of it. Yeah,
there's a lot of drinking and going out and like hanging out and partying and fun with comedy. And then there was a little bit more that got introduced with comedy as far as like drugs go, because then it was like, oh, certain people in the comedy scene are known for having cocaine. And then it was like, okay, that's I don't like to say people's names, but yeah. So then that was pretty common. And then it seemed to, I'm kind of getting to a point where you come in. It seemed to kind of get to like, will do anything. It's just like, oh, he's here for the party. And it was almost like,
I'm the guy at the party that will stay there until the party is not even over, just a little bit after.
Yeah, your energy level is insane. It's crazy. It's impressive. But it got to a point where it was like there was a lot of drugs happening, and then it was like, well, Will's kind of young, and like my
brain is still developing, right?
Yeah, and so it's a pretty bad environment for someone like that. And I can understand why you fucking went to California. Yeah. And so from your point of view, how, if you don't mind talking about it, I assume
I don't mind.
That's fine.
Let's be open. Yeah.
Oh yeah, I'll be open. From your point of view, how did that path go? Because like, I've always been kind of curious how it was from your perspective, because
when you and others saw me, on drugs, I really didn't like that. I honestly thought hard about that and was like, yeah, they notice I'm on something right now, and yeah, they like me more when I'm definitely sober, and it really, I've also just learned many ways to from what I've done. It's just I've learned from like other stories. It's just better to be in a supportive community while doing your passion, while staying sober the way you want to stay sober. Because drinking, at the end of the day, drinking is not going to do anything. And
yeah, it seems like certain like, for example, the scene that was kind of around you didn't really care if you were young,
drunk
or if
on drugs,
you were fucked up. They were just like, oh well, it's fun having Will around, we'll drive him around, we'll give him the drugs. He's just he's a party enhancer, which, I mean, true.
Right. Yeah, that's very true.
But you can be a party enhancer. You don't have to be, doing enough drugs to run a 7-hour-long comedy show in the attic of a small house turned business.
Well, yeah. Before I had the opportunity to do that, I just thought that's the way I thought of it. Here's a house bar that if I had Portland comedians come down, that would be fantastic. And they would love the environment.
Yeah, it seemed like when you got there and understood how many people were there, it seemed like one of those situations where everybody was like, yeah, sure, I'll do that. And I was like, everybody showed up. I was like, oh shit. Because usually you expect like 30% of the people that you invite to actually go to a comedy show, especially if it's like it's tips. And back then, back when it was what, 2015?
Yeah, it was like, yeah, 6 years ago. Yeah.
Yeah. So around then, people were going to comedy shows. But it was kind of in Salem, it was getting kind of oversaturated because everybody was kind of understanding that you could just pop shit up and you could be like, oh, I'll just talk to a person and then pop up a show. So there was a lot of comedy that wasn't necessarily like it should have been marketed more as open mics.
Yeah, and when Kyle and I first met, I hosted a show that, I mean, not a lot of people were there at all, but it was still, we still had fun. We still told our jokes. We still, no matter.
F-Stop?
No, this was at Shotsky's.
I remember that one.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, yeah. And
we were
just laughing with each other, you know.
Yeah. I had a bottle of Jameson in my backpack that night. It was St. Patrick's Day. I was literally
Oh, okay, yeah.
Oh man, well, we did Cap City that night, and then we did Shotsky's afterwards too. That was a fun night.
Yeah,
hell yeah,
fun night. Yeah.
So yeah, it just seemed like I don't know. It was a bummer to see. Not that like I wasn't hanging around the same crowd, you know. But it was really nice to figure out that you are in California now and that you're doing really well and that you're, you know, finding ways to incorporate, you know,
the same
who you
satisfaction without the drugs and the alcohol. Is the same sort of feeling of comedy without all of the.
Yeah, because I'll be honest. There's a lot of people that just ask me because they're like, well, you know him, right? And I'm like, well, yeah, I know Will. And they're like, so where do you go? What's going on with Will? And I'm like,
yeah, I know.
I mean, now I know, but
you know,
I had no idea.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. I mean, in a way, I disappeared, you know, environmentally. Like, I'm not in Oregon, you know.
Yeah.
But
I mean, it's great.
Yeah. It's great. It's great that, you know, people care about if I disappear or not, you know. Am I Mr.
I guess that's true. Yeah. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I should go disappear for a little while and see what happens. You'll be like, where's Chad? Yeah.
Kind of like what happened to Dave Chappelle, you know, everyone knew he disappeared somewhere, you know.
I don't read well, so I thought he was in Antarctica.
Yeah. Not Africa, but Antarctica.
Igloos and shit. Come on.
He just joined a research team that's like researching ancient bacteria that's frozen out there or something.
Yeah, he's like, I'm just gonna go be a scientist for just a little while.
Yeah.
I'm just gonna go tell comedy to polar bears, you know.
It's the best Dave Chappelle impression I've heard in a while. Will, did you see that Darren is moving to Utah?
I did see that. Yeah. He's one of those guys in the scene that I adore. You know, I really loved his style.
Mm-hmm.
He killed it almost all of the time. He would get like the most greatest laughs I could ever hear, and
I mean, he's not dying, but yeah,
right,
for sure.
Right.
It almost sounded like we were starting at Obit.
Yeah. No, he's very consistent. Every time I've seen him at Infinity Room or, you know, Cap City, he smashed.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I think he's just Utah has a killer comedy scene, at least in Salt Lake. So
yeah, he can do like a dry bar or something like that too if he wants to, because he's a clean comic, you know.
Yeah, and he has. I wonder if he has a dry bar thing already. I know he won a contest and he won a comedy contest and got to go perform at the Ice House, which is pretty sweet.
That's right.
And yeah, just go be on a showcase there. Just Cool, dude. He fucking still skateboards.
It's
It's
pretty
so
cool.
cool. He can go skateboard. I mean, like I can skateboard too. I'm not, you know what? Never mind. I'm not even going to say that because he's a really good skateboarder. I can stand on a skateboard and go forward. That's way, way different.
The best
Well,
Mormon
yeah.
skateboarder. Yep.
He might be the best Mormon skateboarder. I don't know Rodney Mullen's background, but if he is not Mormon, then yes, sticking with that. So, Will, you've been able to incorporate your comedy within some of the recovery things, right? You were saying something like that.
Yes. Yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah. Mhm.
So how does that go? And how do people like what? I mean, I guess it's kind of like, you know,
Well, when I
supposed to
told the
stay in
owner
there,
of
but
the rehab that I was, that when he knew that I love performing and comedy and everything, he told me, so and so visited us. I think it was Steve-O. Steve-O came to, yeah, I'm serious.
Yeah.
And, he wrote a book. Steve-O wrote a book and gave it to him, and I read some of his book, and it had to do with recovery because Steve-O did a lot of whippets, and
I hear those are fun. I've only done it with the whipped cream thing, and I don't know if that really counts.
I did it with a whipped cream can. That's it.
Yeah.
And I got a little dizzy, and then I started laughing a lot afterwards.
Yeah, I just fuck over people's day when they go shopping at Winco because I just hit that aisle real quick and go have a little bit better of a time shopping with my daughter.
Is it a cool whip here?
Dad, wake up! Dad, wake up!
We gotta go get some whipped cream and rub it all over ourselves. Yeah.
My dad's taking another whipped cream nap. Don't worry about it. Just
Whipped cream now.
go ahead and keep going.
Is my dad shaving with whipped cream now?
I didn't know you could breathe that stuff. Yeah, it's the way to eat it the fastest. See how happy I look when I eat it? I'm like on another planet. Yeah, so are you what kind of are you going to be doing shows and or what kind of comedy are you doing now?
Oh, when things are open, what kind of comedy? Well, I'm streaming on different apps, like Scout.
Are you a TikToker?
TikToker?
Do you TikTok?
I have a TikTok, but I haven't been posting anything. Yeah.
Okay.
But
I don't know why I asked that because I don't really care, and there was a little bit of judgment in my voice, so I didn't mean it that way.
no, I knew if I would have said, yeah, I'm a TikToker, then yeah, I knew you would have judged me in a very fun way.
No, but I mean, like, it's something that I don't know. There's part of me that I've hit like, so you have all these like stat points in your life as you're going along the path. And then I feel like in some things there's like hard stances that just stick and you're like, oh shit, that one's just staying back there and I'm not going to evolve past that one. And so the whole TikTok and China thing, I'm like, dude, fuck China sometimes. Like, I don't want any of this shit. I can just separate myself from it. So I think that is my deep down problem with TikTok is just like, I don't want, even though I'm saying it a bunch of times and that goes into the internet machine and man, it's all fucked up. Okay.
I think they're going to find you regardless of what avenue they go through.
Yeah.
And you're glad people don't do TikTok, or are you glad?
No, I mean, I'm glad that there's a place for it, but I wish, I don't know. So I haven't had any experiences with it. I've never even looked at it and I try to avoid it. There's been the people that I know personally that in comedy that have kind of gone into it are really weird, Will, or they just like these like meme internet people, and I'm not really heavy into that, so I don't really get it. And then
two avenues I've seen has been like Jay Shingle has a really cool TikTok. His shit's funny, but it really
I bet. Yeah, I bet that's great.
lends itself to that. And I was like, if I've thought about it, I was like, if I had a TikTok, I'd have to go really absurd with it because everything else just seems kind of hacky to me. Like I hate the lip syncing. The lip syncing is really dumb,
It's
and I don't really.
weird.
Yeah, it doesn't make any sense. So this is actually really funny. My old manager from Macaroni Grill back in the day, his Instagram is just filled with TikToks of him doing comedians bits. And a lot of them are weird because he does like Kevin Hart and Dave Chappelle, and I'm like, that just I don't like the cognitive dissonance.
No, I like that. If it was okay, if he were to just only do black comedians, that would be great. But to have it,
Well, that's like Amerman. Amerman,
yeah, the
he had Steve
Steve
Harvey.
Harvey, yeah,
that was so fucking funny,
dude, so great. Yeah, but there's certain so like I talked to a girl at my work and I was just saying I don't know, like it was like during the height of politics being a scary problem, which is weird that you don't feel that right now. Huh.
Mm-hmm.
So she was like saying something and then somebody said something about Hillary Clinton and then she's like, well, yeah, I mean, she drinks, baby's blood. And I was like, I mean, I haven't heard that, but go on. And she's like, yeah, she apparently drinks baby's blood with the other like powers of liberalism. Or I don't know. I was just like, how do you know this? And she's like, it's all over TikTok. And I was like, okay, perfect. That's all. That's like one big stat point that I need to know about this place. It's to poison susceptible people. But like Mike Lindsay, he uses it informationally and he does like exercise stuff and he learns about exercising and he's like, I got a fucking hip problem, so here's how to do that from my point of view. So it's cool for certain people. So
yeah, I don't think it's a terrible platform. I just think that the majority of what we see from it is just like any platform is going to be kind of, it's gonna service like the lowest common denominator. It's gonna be like kind of like hacky or kind of cheesy.
You know what
I
would
don't
change
know.
my
I think it's
perspective? What would change my perspective would be to get a TikTok account and change it so my algorithm is based in things that I like, and then I'd be like, this is great. I just fucking okay. No, here's my problem. I think this is it. This is the real deal right here. Okay, it's the thing. It's the thing that's just jumping around in the corner that says TikTok. I hate that.
TikTok.
Oh, go ahead. No.
It's just a little. It's hold on. It's just a little shaking fucking icon, and it's like, hey, TikTok, this is not just.
The thing that bugs me is the videos, and a lot of them they'll have borders on the sides like this, and then on the left side it'll be the left side zoomed in real close, and then on the right side it'll have the right side zoomed in real close, and then the video in the center, and that's really off-putting for me because I'm not drawn to the center like I should be with a video. I'm like looking at the it's really distracting and
So you can put it really close to your face and get a 3D effect.
I guess I don't fucking know what the point of it is, but it just looks it's really annoying.
Off chocolate pudding or vanilla pudding?
What?
Vanilla pudding?
Oh, yes. There we go.
Oh, off-putting. Oh my god. That was confusing.
Good. I love confusing my audience. Good.
That seriously bums me out because I feel like I'm fat and I just wanted to hear vanilla pudding. Like I don't know why.
Yes. I read Kyle's mind there. Yes.
I could probably drink like 32 ounces of pudding and just be fine with that. And just fucking, I love pudding so much.
No.
Have you seen Tom Goes to the Mayor? I've been revisiting a lot of this old Tim and Eric stuff.
No, I've never seen Tim and Eric anything.
Oh man, you gotta see. There's a really great episode of Tom Goes to the Mayor. It's on HBO now. They just uploaded it. And Tom Goes to the Mayor is interesting. They do like they take photos of themselves in different positions and different facial expressions and they animate it that way, and it's kind of like still pictures, but it's
like the way that South Park does Saddam Hussein's face.
Yeah, to an extent, but it's like the entire body. And anyways, they have an episode where the main character's son dies, and he has a pudding
Nice.
fast. He has a pudding fast, and he only eats pudding in in remembrance of his son. And it's Paul Rubens is the guest star, and he works at the pudding store. And he straps him into this chair and just like force feeds him all this fucking pudding. It's really funny.
Oh,
But
this is
he
way
like
different than I thought it was going to be.
it's really trippy, dude. I hated it when I first saw it, but then I started smoking weed, and then it made a lot of sense.
How old is it?
It's from 2000. The show's from like 2004, 2005, so it's about
Oh.
7 years old now.
The buckle,
16
yeah.
years
Hold
old.
on
That's
a second.
that's
Where's
weird.
that
Do they?
beautiful music coming from?
That's
Oh,
me,
it's like
son.
that, dude.
Let
That's
me call him out
weird.
here.
I don't know if I
Best
could watch
way to
that.
do
I don't know
It's
about
fun.
that.
It's it's a little off, but it definitely has that uncanny valley thing where it's just a weird representation of human faces and stuff.
Yeah,
Yeah.
like so Emma told me that Dr. Katz is all of it is on YouTube,
Mm-hmm.
and that's great. Yeah. So I couldn't do home movies.
Yeah, home movies is really hard to watch.
It's like nauseating. So I never got into that. And
The fact that everyone looks like they're wearing pajamas in home movies. Like everyone's arms and legs are all the same one. They look like they're wearing a onesie. Like everyone.
My daughter drew that show.
Yeah.
So Will, what are some of the things you got you're looking forward to with yeah, like with I mean, you're in California. The weather's getting nice. You got a bike, right? Riding around. Do you go to the beach?
Yeah, we're only 20 minutes from the beach, so yeah, I've liked the beach. I just haven't been to the beach in a little while. Yeah.
Yeah. Fucking taking it for granted. You're gonna come back to Oregon someday and be like, "Ooh, damn it! I should have gone to the beach
Should
more."
have gone to the beach more often.
Yep.
Because
I mean,
if I just told comedy all around the beach, I would just tell my one-liner that I have. I have a joke about the ocean, but it's too current. I would just tell that joke all the way. Sure. Yeah.
Sure.
Sure.
Okay, we're tied. Okay, no. Okay.
We're on a different wavelength.
Yeah. Hey, stupid. So I need to go surf the internet real quick.
You guys need.
Good night, guys. I'm just gonna crash.
What's that? Oh, like a wave?
Like a wave crash against the wind.
Okay, I lose because I didn't get it. That's where we'll go with that.
You guys need kill.
That shark killed though, huh?
So Kyle, what have you been up to this week?
Just kind of hanging out. I'm figuring some shit out about work. We might be going back to work pretty soon. Highlight of my week has been finally getting some mushrooms, which has been nice. So past few days I've just been kind of tripping and hanging out.
Nice. Are you like are you doing so yeah, Will, this is like a Kyle and I stopped drinking, but we didn't stop doing other things.
That's
yeah.
I'm like a therapist. I'm not judging here.
So are you doing like micro or like medium, or are you actually like going for it each time recently?
The last few days I've gone about medium. I took about 3 caps and 3 stems, and then what I've been doing is I got a half ounce of them, so I got a big bag with some dust at the bottom. So I took all the dust and I put the dust under my tongue one day, and so like the first day I tripped pretty hard actually.
So what's the deal with the under the tongue spot? That's where my grandpa used to put his nitroglycerin, not nitroglycerin. Is it nitroglycerin?
Yeah, nitroglycerin for your heart. Yeah.
Isn't that the thing that explodes?
I've always been confused about that.
In video games?
Yeah. No, if you're carrying nitroglycerin in Castlevania, you can't jump. It'll explode.
Yeah, and in Crash Bandicoot, the green, those are nitro. Okay. Anyway, sorry, I'm got focus problems. So, under the tongue.
So it also breaks them down easier if you don't want to chew them. So you put it under your tongue, and it gets them kind of like wet and breaks them down a bit, and it makes them easier to just swallow, which is nice.
You can just have that taste in your mouth for a while.
I don't mind it. So I don't mind the taste. I just don't like the actual like chewing them up, because it's like chewing up.
The texture and the swallowing it is real bad. I one time just like I did a fine chop, and I was like, okay, fine, I'll just do it this way. I put it in a shot glass, and the shot glass was about 3/4 of the way full, and I was like, ooh, this is gonna be hard to I'm gonna just toss it in there, and then I'm gonna drink something. And then so I had milk, thinking that milk was the best idea. I'll just wash it all down. It's thick, it'll work. And it's like it didn't all go, and so I just had a mouthful of this milk with like so much. It's just like it was the worst tapioca pudding poop ever in my mouth. It was so gross.
Lactose tolerant.
Yeah. We did double cheeseburgers from McDonald's the first time I ever took them, and that was a really good way to eat it, actually.
Yeah, I can see that.
Yeah, you cut them up a little bit and just put them on the burger, and you don't even taste them.
A mushroom burger. Ooh.
Yeah. Maybe a pizza would work well too. I think that's not a bad way to do it, but you don't really. The other night when I was tripping, and I was like, it was the mushrooms mixed with the grease from the pizza was not a good. I was like, I went for a long walk, and I was just burping the whole fucking way. It was not fun.
Mushrooms make me have to burp and pee and poop and and sigh, not yawn, but sigh. Do you ever get that? Like the yeah, it's like
I'll get shivers. I'll get a shiver, and I'm like,
yeah, not necessarily cold, but just like I just peed, but I didn't pee.
Yeah, it's like a weird, like a little excitey. It's like a little build. It's like ooh, I'm gonna do something fun later.
Mushrooms.
I don't know. I feel like a kid. I like it. It's a nice reset. I took a couple today as well, but it's just like a nice little reset. I feel like
you reset.
Yeah, and I've like been playing video games and just chilling out, and I'm like really not, because these past few days, like even though we're in quarantine, I give myself shit for not doing anything, and then I was like, I'm just gonna have fun with this, and then focus on getting one thing done each day, and that's been kind of like it's been kind of a good. It's like I feel like if I take them and then I start having like good habits, it'll create that structure a little bit easier, because I'm getting out of this way of thinking, and that's been really
and
nice.
it's nice to have a steady drip of productivity, even if it's like not even that much. It's like, oh, I got one thing done today.
I'm similar. Like if I entertain people virtually, that's one thing productive I've done. Like I'm going from people having a bad day to a good day by just people, feeding off of my sense of humor and mustache and everything. Yeah.
The mustache really.
They eat the food out of your mustache.
Yeah, they just
they people, all these people feeding off my mustache. Eat my drippings, crumb people.
Yeah. As I dance and whatever else I decide to do. Yeah.
Oh
man. Yeah, that's, I don't know. There's part of me that's like, I want to do mushrooms again, but I want to get the exact amount I need to do mushrooms one time, and I want it to be a hassle to get mushrooms again. Because if I just have like an ounce of mushrooms, I'll do a little bit. I'll probably do a lot, and then I'll just keep doing a little bit, and I'll be like, oh, I'm just microdosing, dude. That's fine. That's how I do it now. Just like have it all the time, and so I'll just do it all the time, and that's. I had Molly a little bit ago, and I was like, no, I'll just do a little bit of Molly all the time. It's like, no, that's not a good idea to do it all the time.
It fucks up your sleep schedule. Like that's the one thing that's been like the only negative thing, is my sleep schedule's all fucked again. Like I didn't go to sleep till like 5 a.m. last night, and it's gonna be fucked up today. So I'm just gonna have to reset it, because I drank really strong coffee at like 7, and then I picked like 3 caps of mushrooms and 2 stems, and I'm like, I'm just gonna fucking reset it and just go back. and like go to sleep tomorrow at night, like at a decent time, like
Yeah.
at 10 or something. But
Reset the sleeping schedule.
yeah, I don't know
Will
what I'm doing anymore.
Will, coming from your perspective, being your fully sober, right? That's how that
Fully
is.
sober, yeah. June 8th this year will be 2 years. Yeah.
Wow, very nice.
Yeah.
What's your method of like resetting and like getting to the point when like everything starts building up? You know, it is
Where I'm
nice.
starting to think about, okay, this sounds good. What I used to be doing sounds good, like that.
Yeah, or just like resetting the whole, you know, when anxiety starts building up and up, and just getting to the point where you give your, like, what's your method of kind of giving yourself a break and just being like, kind of resetting everything and being from, I don't know, a more easily
I think
productive
just talking it
point
out
of view.
to people that really are supportive towards me and that really love me, you know, like talking it out and you know, like uh, you know, this a substitute, you know, doing a substitute for that substance, so like sugar. Sugar is a great substitute for alcohol, you know,
Yeah, dude, I love sugar. It's
and
great.
it's great, you know. So I have this cappuccino blast from Baskin Robbins that I really enjoy, right?
Okay.
Mm.
You ever have a moo latte from Dairy Queen?
Oh, I love mulattes.
Ooh, I've
It's
had it, but
fucking good.
I have not had that in such a very long time.
Those got me into coffee because I hated coffee for like ever. And then I started drinking moo lattes. And then I was like, oh no, I'm just drinking coffees. And like eventually it was like, oh, I'm just drinking milkshakes. That's what I'm
I
drinking.
used to go to the Dairy Queen on commercial, and yeah, that one, and drink coffee related ice cream beverages. Yeah, and just get
Um,
high off coffee. You know. Yeah.
so yeah, just so what's your way of talking it out? How do you do that? So like if I have something that I know that I need to talk to somebody about, that immediately goes in the like the bin in my brain of like, well, that's stuff that's not gonna happen. So because I can't just approach someone and have a conversation
Right. So
that I
if I'm at work and my coworkers notice that I'm not having a good day, right?
right
I reset by them noticing, and then I go, uh, why am I feeling this way? And then
right
I go right to something fun as soon as possible, so that my um, brain doesn't go too crazy, you know. And because you know, that's what happens when you're sober. People can notice certain emotions and feel, hey, you're a lot happier than the real Will is happy and energy and da da da, but you're down today. Why is that? You know, and
yeah.
then I reset, you know, as soon as possible. You know,
So I mean, okay, yeah, that makes sense. Just like kind of like look at it, look at what's going on, address it, and dismiss it. I mean, that's good advice for anybody.
yeah,
I think that's
that's what
kind of
I've
like
been practicing. Yeah. Mhm.
sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off there.
That's what I've been practicing here, you know,
Mhm.
and it's just I didn't practice that often at all when I was in Salem. I was just drinking and doing what I wanted to do, but now I'm focusing more on healthy habits. You know,
Yeah. What are you saying, Kyle?
Oh, I was saying that's just kind of like with alcohol, it's really hard to practice mindfulness because you're like that's the
Yeah.
one thing
yeah,
you're like, oh, everything else I'm normal, I'm talking to people, I'm functioning, but am I really thinking about how I feel right now? Am I really thinking about like that's where it kind of comes in with the whole thing, like how we stopped and then all of the feelings come rushing in and we're able to be more mindful now that we're not just fucking hammered most of the time.
Yeah. And okay, so I was thinking about this a little while ago. There is that part of you that uh acclimates to whatever you're doing in any situation. Like uh, you know, we all of us almost haven't drank for 2 years. So then your my perspective at first was like, oh, I didn't change who I am. God damn it, I'm still normal. I'm still this way, and that's actually what's normal. But there's a lot of it that is your body just telling you, like, oh no, this is just how it is now, and you're just a guy that kind of complains about shit. And like no matter what, you're just going to be kind of complaining about your situation a little bit. And that's how I have to, it sucks because it's like, oh, I'm fucking wrong
Aggravating.
sometimes. Yeah.
Mm.
Because it's like I don't like being wrong. I mean, I like learning by being wrong, but when I feel like I have a good idea of something and then I get proven wrong, I'm like, what the fuck? Thought I got it.
Yeah, when I feel like acting a certain way, but it's not what whoever is around me is used to, and that's when it can continue to be aggravating. And
When you pull your pants back up, yeah.
yeah, I'm trying to, put that belt back
So
on.
okay, Will, I have a couple things that have been in my head for years, and I have to just ask you because I'm curious.
They've been lingering. But yeah,
So remember Mike Hill?
I do remember Mike Hill.
Yeah.
From
I like
Kansas. I can't forget.
from Kansas. I was born in Kansas. That's why we both are. So
Well, you both hit it off for a while. Yeah.
yeah, so when he was in Salem, so Kyle, Mike Hill is a comedian who came to Salem for a little while. He lived out of his car. He crashed at my place for a little while. Then he got a place, but it was always kind of like weird. Who's this guy?
Yeah, because when he
but he was
wanted to
good.
try something, he it took a long time to ponder about it. Like, should I do this? Should I do this?
Yeah, he devoted like every minute of his day to comedy. He would always be writing, and he was really good. Anyway, so he lives in Chicago now. He does improv stuff. So while he was here in Salem, he did a podcast, and the episode of the podcast was called "I Was Tricked," and he had me on, and he had you, Will, on, and my thing that I brought up, and I was so excited to be into comedy, and like I love Doug Stanhope, and so I was like, I'm gonna be really like fucking brutal honest. It's gonna be great. I'm gonna get into the whole podcast scene, comedy scene. I'm gonna fucking whatever. So I talked about how I was tricked by society saying these are the steps in life. You go to high school, you get married, you have a kid, and then all these steps. But I understood at too late in life, like after I was married, that like, oh shit, this isn't what I want to do. So that was my part of that episode.
Sure. Yeah.
Yeah. And then your part of the episode, Will, was about how you got kidnapped one time.
Yes. Yes. Uh-huh. And your question has to do with this kidnapping, right? You want me to elaborate on it?
I mean, yeah. It's like that. I haven't heard this thing, this recording. I haven't since way before I stopped drinking. It's been probably at least 5 years, maybe 3 years since I listened to that recording. But yeah,
Well,
if you could.
It was my brother's idea, first of all.
Yeah,
Okay.
it was your brother and his friends pranking you. But in your eyes, in this whole prank thing, you had no idea, right?
No, I had no idea what was going down. I have no idea what was being planned. I had no idea. Yeah.
And so, yeah, they put you in a car.
I was
put a bag over your head.
Yeah, this was at night. I was just walking, and this car drives by, and then it stops in the middle of the street. And then I turn around, and then people come out of it, and I think they have like bank robbing masks on or something.
Okay.
Or maybe or just masks. And they noticed, okay, and then they put me in the car. I was trying to fight them, like I was trying to get them off me, but there was too many of them. And once I got in the car, they noticed that I was truly scared. Like I was frightened. Like,
yeah,
I think I was crying as well. Yeah,
I would be crying.
So they didn't want to continue
to me right now.
Yeah,
let alone as like a what? How old are you? Like 15, younger?
Oh, I was, in the late teens. Yeah.
Oh man.
Damn. So, oh wait, hold on. Late teens. So like older than 15.
Older than 15.
Jesus Christ. So
Yeah.
did
It was a terrible thing my brother did, of course. Yeah.
yeah. So your family seems pretty did you go to therapy for that? Sorry to ask if that's too personal of a question.
No, I didn't go to therapy for that. No. I
Okay.
I just talked about it with my mom and said, Sean, that was a very terrible thing you did. Like, and then he finally told me, like, we noticed that he was too scared, so we didn't want to continue to do the prank. They didn't want to follow
Yeah.
through with it.
That's so crazy. That's so fucked up. But I mean, I don't know. Comics are fucked up, right?
Yeah.
I'm not saying that, like, I'm not even trying to make any sort of light out of that happening to you, because that's such a that's a prank that causes trauma. Like, there's no way that didn't fuck you up in a little bit of a way, in from my perspective.
Yeah, slightly. Yeah, I thought they were actually going to do something. Yeah. I mean,
like I would be. I'm already kind of scared walking at night. I don't want to get robbed, or like,
here I am. I'm actually getting put into a van with his friends.
Yeah.
Like maybe I knew his friends afterwards. Or yeah.
Yeah, because wasn't there was another Salem comedian that their brother was involved as well?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. It's so fucking it's such a crazy story. And I feel like I've said that a couple of times to people, like, well, that Will was fucking kidnapped when he was younger, and then
I thought I looked like the kidnapper.
and then and I don't know, you say stuff a few times and then you're like, shit, am I just bullshitting people? Am I just making stuff up? But yeah, I was pretty sure that was true, because
it's a real story. Yeah, it happened on
man.
Halloween. Yeah.
Hey Kyle, have you ever been kidnapped?
No, I'm too fat. It's very hard to kidnap a fat person.
Hey, blessing and a curse, right?
I did smoke a little bit of weed the very first time I ever smoked it, and they told me that I smoked PCP when I didn't, and that I was gonna die. So that was probably the closest like traumatic thing in my early teens that someone did to me.
That's
Was
fucked up.
yeah, and they were just fucking with me. And it was one of those like bad situations. I was like 12. My mom was still alive, so I was like 11 or 12, and the dude was like 15 or 16, and me and my other 11 or 12-year-old friend were hanging out with this, and you know what I mean, hanging out with like elementary school kids, and or like early middle school, and he was like a high schooler at least. And yeah, we smoked weed, and then he was like, yeah, there's PCP in that, because I was already like having a bad time from the weed, and it just exacerbated the whole thing.
There we go.
The first time I had a panic attack.
Okay, dude, that's how it was for me when I first, like, there were super panic points the first time I smoked weed, like hard, like out of a bong and stuff. And I got this whole vision problem that I've never been able to like talk to people and have them be like, yeah, that's totally what happened to me once. But yeah, same kind of thing, just extreme panic inducing, which like right then makes your high go nuts if you start panicking.
Off the wall, yeah.
Yeah.
I just remember I was sitting, he was like white trash. We went back to his place, the 16-year-old kid, and I was sitting on a mattress on the ground, and his like 6 or 7-year-old sister was watching Arthur, and I still don't like Arthur to this day because of that. Because I was like really upset, and like it's just the fucking Arthur theme song in the background coming in from the other room. Like, it was just like, oh man.
There was back when weed was illegal. There was this guy that I worked with that would bring weed to work and sell it to me, and I was like, cool, this is great. And one night he was like, we both got off really late, and he's like, "Hey, can you give me a ride to work? I'll give you a bunch of weed for the ride, or home from work." And I was like, "Yeah, that's fine." So go into his house, and first thing we walk into his house, pretty big house for a 30-year-old dude working delivering pizza. So walk in, his mom's right there, and I go, "Oh, okay, this makes sense." And then he goes, "Hi, mommy," and then he kisses her right on the lips, and I go, "Whoa!" This is because like I know a different guy at work, so I see this happen, and I'm like, "Okay, this is fucking crazy." And then so we go upstairs to his bedroom, and so he gives me some weed out of a bag, and then we sit and we're smoking weed a little bit, and then I don't know, I start talking and I get a little bit loud, and he goes, "Oh, hey, sorry, you got to be a little bit quiet." And then he points, and his fucking son, who's like 6 years old, is sleeping like
Oh my god.
10 feet away from us. And I'm like, "Dude, what the fuck? We're smoking." Like I had a kid, at this time, and I was like, she was probably 3 or 4, so I was like a crazy dad at that point. And I was like, "Dude, what the fuck?" And I just went off on him, and like, I don't know. The next day I was like, "Dude," I was like still kind of flipping out a little bit at work the next day. But I remember saying something about, "And dude, you kissed your mom in the mouth." That fucking weirded me out to start with.
That's so funny that like you wouldn't said anything about it until the kid thing. You're like, dude, your whole family dynamic is fucked.
It's fucked, dude. And that wasn't like, I wasn't in Florida for that. That's like a right over there.
Florida followed you, man. I've had some Florida moments out in Oregon like that.
Oh yeah.
I thought you were going to say it was his girlfriend afterwards or something.
No, it was definitely his mom, and I wish it was his girlfriend.
That
And
would have made it better.
Mommy. Yeah,
that would have
"Hi,
made it
mommy."
better.
Like,
His
oh,
girlfriend who called mommy. You're like, oh, okay, they got a thing going on.
no, she was old. I mean, still, if that was his girlfriend, who's mid-60s, okay, fucking party on, do your thing.
Cougar, yeah, gold digger. There we go.
That was more like a mountain goat, if you had to put it on an animal. Not much of a cougar, more of a vulture. Is that what those are called? A vulture.
Mountain goat vulture. It's sort of like man bear pig, but mountain goat vulture.
A mountain goat. I'm calling them a mountain goat when they're just an old crone. What's a crone? That doesn't matter.
It's been never since I kissed my mom on the lips. It's been never.
You never kissed your mom on the lips?
I can't recall. Maybe she can. I better ask her. Yeah. Huh. Yeah.
Is she is she right over there? Just say, "Hey, mommy."
No, she's not here. I saw her earlier before I got on the plane. Yeah.
What did you hit up any mics while you're in Portland?
No, there's no mics going on.
Sorry, just kidding. I mean, right now, so I just saw a post on Facebook that's like, there's 3 mics going on right now in Portland that are all outdoors, and I thought the parking lot mic got shut down. That's not true?
I don't know. I think he might have moved it. But there's supposed to be one going on the 10th. But I'm going to the one at Legrowski's tomorrow. So Legrowski's started back up.
I could see them doing a really good comedy.
They've got like a whole tent set up. Like it looks like a FEMA camp for fun. It's it's like here, you can only have 6 ounces of fun. Take this styrofoam cup and then get the fuck out of here.
I feel like the White Owl could do a lot of really good shit, right?
White Owl has a nice patio, and they were just. I don't know the status of their business right now. I don't know if they're still open right now. I hope they are. They should be if they open that crazy patio they were building.
Yeah,
because they were like revamping it. Last I remember.
Is there anything like that around you, Will?
I think people should do comedy in vests and guns. That'd be really good. Yeah. Just might as well. I'd do it. Yeah,
I mean, people might laugh because they feel like they have to.
They're protected. Security is there.
You just you're pointing guns at everyone.
Yeah.
If you don't laugh, if you don't
it's not gonna do.
If you don't
hey
do
guys, trust me, guys. My last crowd killed. I killed. So Will, are there any things like that around where you are as far as like the outdoor comedy, parking lot mics and anything like that?
Oh yeah, Comedy Store is doing outdoor comedy, you know. But what I
Oh yeah,
wanted
I
to,
forget you're in like LA, right? You're in Santa Ana, which
I'm
is
an hour
close.
away from LA. Yeah.
Isn't that
But
still in the same city though?
no.
Okay, it's different. I don't understand how that
This is
works.
Orange County. That's LA County. Yeah.
Okay, are they connected?
In a way. Yeah. Mhm.
I mean, are they?
The whole state's connected.
Shut up.
Yeah. They're just,
Yeah,
you
they're
know,
connected if you look down. Yeah, down there.
Wait, that was a mushroom moment. I apologize.
No, that's great.
Yeah,
we
dude,
had
the whole country's connected.
we had mushroom for that joke, you know.
Um, so, but I mean, like, for people who are just wanting to go hit up open mics and just go run some jokes in front of some people, are there options like, say, just like a tent in an area that
I
someone's
think they're
running?
doing. I think they're doing shows at like drive-in movie theaters. You know.
Okay, yeah, I think there's one of those in Portland, right?
Yeah, it's they honk at you. So
Uh-huh.
the new rule is honks per minute, or sorry, yeah, honks per minute. Um, yeah,
Uh,
if you bomb, it's even sadder. But no, the parking lot mic was fun. I had a good time there, but I wasn't feeling super motivated to go to a lot of them. I only went to like two or three,
yeah.
but we had a really beautiful view of the city. It was picturesque. It was the Tillicum Bridge that it has the lights that determine like how the river's flowing. So it's just like glowing purple and green, like and it's just off in the distance. And it like the few times I was out there, it was like raining just a little bit, so it was like kind of drizzly. It was just really picturesque, and it felt like a cool underground comedy type of thing. Like I don't know, it felt kind of it was interesting.
I'm sorry, can you
Yeah,
explain the lights?
I think I saw that
Oh,
bridge yesterday morning. Yeah.
yeah,
Mhm.
it's the commuter bridge, so
The
it's
bikes
only
and people, right?
yeah,
Yeah.
bicycles, people, and transit only. So no personal vehicles, like only bicycles. But the way that the river's flowing, it'll change colors, and if it starts changing rapidly, that means there's like a fucking strong current coming in, and it's like a detection
Wow.
service or a detection system for like um, tsunamis and shit. Like if the earthquake happens.
Wow. I didn't know that. That's neat.
Yeah. That's what I learned that at work. I just heard some people in the bar talking about it that apparently knew more about it than I did. It glows like um it glows like a purple like kind of incandescent or I'm saying that wrong. I'm stoned. Like that kind of color, like it's just really fucking pretty, especially in the
The night. Yeah.
nighttime, But it was
Oh,
a
yeah.
rad time. The Legrowski mic has been pretty fun too. People are trying to have a good time still, so I feel like once we get more people vaccinated, comedy's gonna come back in a big way. So that's one thing to be excited about.
Yeah.
It's just trying to get in reps in between has just been hard, and to find the motivation again after doing it every single night for so long and just having blinders on and then being like, oh, I can only do it like once a week maybe if there's
Yeah.
not an order, if there's
You
a
know,
stay at home order because of deadly virus.
I do have a joke about social distancing, but it's too far away. You know. Can we do
I
comedy closer? That's my favorite kind of comedy is intimate. That's why I did a show at a house bar where there's it's so close.
yeah.
Yeah,
I feel like Will has
when they're
uh,
closer to me, it's a
a
better
few
experience.
a few formulas that he just puts words into, and he's like, okay, this one, and it's like, I have a joke about a this, but it's to this, and then yeah, you just come up with a bunch of formulas, and then you're a fucking joke mathematician. Dude, do you ever feel like there's a right and a wrong answer? Like there is a mathematically correct answer sometimes for a joke, like for a
Yes.
punchline. Like there's even the wording and the like enunciation on something. I feel like you can perfect that. Like if I were to say something,
Condense it. You can play with it and make it better. Yeah. Mhm.
yeah, like if I were to say something and then somebody else were to have like a whatever style funny comeback to it, sometimes the comeback has like a mathematically correct answer that you can throw at someone. And I don't know, I like thinking about comedy as like puzzles and math. Sometimes it makes it really fun to like see it that way instead of
Yeah. Like if another comic that has a similar style as you gives you a premise of a joke and then you just fill in the blank, boom, that's so much. It's Mad Libs, you know.
boom boom. Especially when Kyle, have you ever seen a comedian get up on stage and do Mad Libs?
Yeah, actually, I have. I mean, when I first started off, Matt Steiner was doing a lot of. He did Mad Libs a couple times, but he did a lot of Cards Against Humanity stuff. So it was
Okay.
a lot of people doing that kind of thing, and there was some good bits that came from it. I always think of it more like a rhythm, but and kind of like a musical thing. But if you can put mathematics into a rhythm, which a lot of
Yeah.
bands have done, then that makes perfect sense. I kind of thought of the same thing when I used to edit videos. I used to think of them as like puzzle pieces that you would shave down, make them the piece, and then plug them into the puzzle. So you would be building the puzzle and the piece at the same time. And
Yep.
I kind of think of comedy the same way. And I paint the same way too, where I just slap paint against the canvas and then I shave it down into something.
Shape
Do you
I kind of do
do
it
you have
backwards.
anything do you have anything nearby that you've painted recently?
I think I showed you, but I mean, I can grab it real quick. I have a couple that there's only one that I finished. So just 1 second. I'm
Okay,
gonna go quick.
no problem. Will, in the meantime, have you gotten into any other style of hobbies?
Still hobbies.
Like, quarantine kind of makes people figure out like, oh, well, I got to figure something out. I've gone hard into the podcast video editing and all the things on
Definitely
the
getting using my voice more often. That's another hobby. You know, just
yeah.
whether it's on Facebook Live or whether it's on whatever platform. You know,
Mhm.
I think I might do it like a separate podcast on Facebook Live because I know I got thousands of. That's where I do most of my stuff,
Yeah.
and I just ordered a ring light, so that'll enhance. You'll see my eyes better. Right now, I'm
What
just using.
size? Did you get the hula hoop size?
Ooh, a
Yeah.
miniature hula hoop. Yeah,
Yeah.
with a phone stand in the
Oh, cool. Did
so-
you get it from Best Buy?
Amazon.
Oh, okay. I just got Emma one of those for her birthday or something. I don't remember. Kyle, you have a painting here. Is it the one with the balloons?
Yeah, so this one I posted on the Facebook, but it's
Yeah,
and it's
that one's sweet.
the image is flipped, but it says optimist, and it's watercolor and it's acrylic, and I used a little bit of magic marker to fill in the thumbs there, but it's just kind of abstract, kind of like throwaway thing. I just wanted to. It was more of an exercise than anything else. And then it's the other one. I still haven't really done anything to this one yet, but
Ooh, yeah, that looks like a really like the devil side of the coronavirus or something.
yeah, this has kind of been like that was kind of my inspiration. This is like what my 2020 was like. This is a monster I started making, and I think it's Donald Trump in a way. Like I think it's like
That's
the entire
perfect. 'Cause
year.
yeah, he's a monster, all right. Yeah.
There's some people like watching Netflix down here. So I've drawn in what I'm gonna paint. I still haven't painted the rest of it, but there's people watching Netflix over here. This is gonna be someone handcuffed to a clock, and they're like over a trash can. I don't know what the fuck I was thinking, but this one's gonna come together. I'm still working with it, and then this one I painted the background to a while ago. I'm still working on it, and this one's a little more. This one's a little bigger than the other ones, but it was just gonna be like a demon type thing. So I've drawn out the outlines here.
Oh, sweet.
The eyes, and it's gonna be like a demon with like just gnarly, like with like wounds and
The
shit.
start of it looks like the start of it looks like adult finger painting version of finger painting. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, a lot of it kind of is like a lot of it starts off kind of simplistic, and then I take it a little further.
Yeah, it gets more complicated. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Hell yeah. I've just been, as far as my hobbies go, it's just been more like trying to figure out a way to incorporate the things that I like doing into each other. So like I do the Thursday video game show with Lars, and then I just talked to him and I was like, hey, can we do it twice a week? Just I want to play more video games and I need a reason to be doing that. And so that's been cool. We just did it. We're doing it Saturdays and Thursdays now.
Nice.
Yeah, so it's nice to be able to start to mesh my my hobbies together, and hopefully I can just start in like, I don't know, having fun and making things at the same time. It's fun. I started playing music again yesterday, which is really sweet. I played drums. So and you know Jay Malone, right? Both of you?
Oh yes, of course I know her.
Yeah, she has this zine that she puts out. It's an online zine called Little Treat, littletreatcomedy.com, I think. Org.com. It's either org.com or net, or one of those.
For all three.
So Emma did a song for her last one. It's really good. And then she's having me play drums to her next song. So that's going to be really fun. And I'm pretty excited. And it's really fucking fun playing music again.
When's the last time you played music?
It's been about 4 years, maybe.
Okay, and then everything came back once you touched it, or?
Yeah, it's nice because I mean, it could just be me. This is my experience. When I learned drums, I didn't ever lose rhythm. So like I can keep beat and keep time, and I understand how everything works together. It's just a matter of relearning how to use both your hands and both your feet independently.
Yeah, I remember how much fun I had getting high and playing drums. That was oh my god! And then
getting high and playing drums is fun, but it's not necessarily. It's hard to play a whole song with someone. Like you're learning a song, and then you're like, okay, I have to keep this same beat because I'm not just jamming. I'm playing a song with someone, and then I get really ADD when I'm stoned. So I'm like, how many beats was that? And how, like, where does the thing come in? And where am I supposed to cut out? And she does her, I don't know. It's fun. But yeah, drinking and weed does make drumming harder. Drinking especially. Drinking makes drums almost impossible. You can't drum cleanly with alcohol. But
you can have fluid beats, or they're going to be a little out of
Oh yeah, just all over the place, and you can't do fills, and you can't fucking keep anything together. Well, yeah, that's been it's been great talking to you, Will. What do you have that you're gonna be putting out? You go on Facebook Live, right? And you do
on Facebook Live.
Facebook Live. Do you do Instagram Live or just Facebook? Mostly.
Yeah, mostly. But I'm thinking about just doing as much as the platforms as I can, because I know just the more I get myself out there, the better. And I'm also streaming on another app, and I'm making a difference in people's lives, with my comedy. So
oh yeah.
Like I've forgotten, hey, I should perform at people's weddings. You know, I want to do that. You know, when COVID stops, I'm
You
gonna.
should absolutely go perform at people's weddings. You should do all the things. You should be the what's it called? The guy who says, "Yeah, go
Wedding
for it,
singer?
get married."
No.
No, the church man.
Oh,
The guy who says, "Yeah, go be married now. I'm reading a Bible."
oh,
The pastor.
barrier.
priest.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
right.
The officiator. There we go. Efficient.
You may now kiss the bride, guy. Yeah.
Officer.
He's the guy
So-
that lets you have sex in the eyes of the Lord. It's
Yeah,
him.
that
He's-
guy.
he's like,
The
you can knock out and now you can fuck her.
the
And-
holy fornicator.
the holy fornicator. The
So-
fornication fairy.
Will, you got to be the guy who officiates the wedding, and then the DJ, and then the wedding singer. You gotta do it all. I think you could be you could call it Willie Good Weddings.
make way for Willie. Yeah.
Wait for Willie.
And then he
Oh.
just strips at the end. He's like, it's called Willie Good Weddings. What do you think I was gonna do?
It's Willie Good Weddings _ Gibbons, so
Yeah,
they know what
J
they're
for
getting
Gibbons.
into.
Yeah, you got to know what you're in for with that kind of name. Come on. But yeah, as you've seen on your
He's my
screen-
Captain One-Eyed Willie too. Yeah.
as you've seen on your screen, everybody, it is at Will Cool J _ J for Jizzens.
Yeah, I have 187 followers now on Instagram. No, 287. Sorry.
Oh, 187. Murder was the case.
Oh, wait, what?
Kyle Adams is at Kyle Adams Comedy. I am at Chad Johnstagram.
That's great. Chad Johnstagram.
Will, what are you doing?
I'm looking how many. 187. That's right. 187 followers, 180 posts, and 522 following. Yeah.
Will, are you trying to subtly convince us or let us know that you're a cop killer? Will Gibbons, cop killer? What? Sorry, everybody. That's been Must Be Nice. We gotta go. Get out of here, everybody. Thank you very much, Will.
Must be nice to be well, no, people think I'm a cop. What are you talking about? What?
They do think you're a cop, especially when you wear those stupid glasses that are all mirrored aviators. He's like, I have them right fucking here, dude.
Where is it?
I bet he does. That's great.
I'll order these instead.
What the fuck?
This is Doubtfire glasses.
Oh yeah, he was Mrs. Doubtfire for Halloween.
Nice.
That's
like
great.
Yeah, in front of old people. Yeah, right. And I was asked, how is it to be a woman for one day? I said, I wouldn't.
Okay. Thank you for watching, everybody. This has been Must Be Nice with Kyle Adams and Chad Johnson, special guest Will Gibbons. We will see you next week. Bye. Oh, I have to look up here. It's right here, but the button's down there. Bye.